Installing these Alcantara trim pieces on my BMW F10's interior was one of the simplest mods, but it totally elevated the interior, and I'm going to show you how I did it and how you guys can do it too. That's right, some brand new Alcantara trim on my BMW F10 535i. Now, I gotta say, it's not actually the trim pieces, but it's actually a sort of like decal to place over the trim, because this is like an Alcantara kind of decal. And since, of course, I now have the full Alcantara, or let's just call it, I guess, suede headliner, which you can see right here. Look at that. Check it out. Absolutely love it. I made a video about doing this. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. Full video on DIYing the Alcantara headliner. It was not easy, but it was so worth it. But since I now have an Alcantara, keep saying Alcantara, let's just call it a suede headliner, I thought it would be appropriate to start matching a little bit more and making the car a little bit more aggressive, because that's kind of where the car is going. So because of that, I have got this. These are actually sort of decals, which are actually Alcantara trim pieces to just overlay on top of my existing trim pieces, because right now I have the dark anthracite fine line wood or whatever. It's very pretty, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful, but it's not very sporty, not very aggressive, and I'm trying to see maybe if this can bring a little bit more aggression into the car, right? So let's go ahead, unbox these, see what they look like, put them on, and well, I'm just kind of, the main thing is I'm just concerned whether or not the quality is good, or if it looks good. But I did get these custom made on AliExpress. I requested black Alcantara with yellow stitching to match the yellow accents all around the car. Should look pretty cool. I just hope that the quality is good. So let's open them up and see what it's like. All right, let's open these things up. Haven't seen them yet. Better Hums. I don't know what that means. That's the brand, but here it is. So I got the door trim pieces, so 4 door trim pieces, and I got the dash. There isn't one actually for the center console. I'm gonna figure that out later. All right. Look at that. You know, that doesn't look too bad. It feels pretty good too, actually. Wow, I gotta say, this is not bad at all. Looks really good. Feels really good too. And it's nice and thin, but not too thin. Has some quality to it. Really kind of impressed. Obviously, the stitching is fake. It's not real stitching, but you know, it really doesn't look bad at all, actually. This should look pretty cool, I think. And then, of course, we have the other 3 doors. This one's for the rear door, you can see here. This is really not that bad. All right, we got all 4 doors here. And the good thing about these, of course, is if you don't like it, you can just take it off. It's a decal. Just rip it right off. So that's why I went for this instead of getting the entire Alcantara set, which is a ridiculous amount of money. I'm not gonna do that. All in all, this together was around $60, $70, around there, USD. And they give you a little tool to push it in, but I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna take the trim pieces off and do it, you know, here on the table with calmness and efficiency to, you know, make sure that it looks the best it possibly can. And of course, you'll get to see what the entire thing looks like at the end. You get to see a little sneak peek right here. Boom, sneak peek. It looks amazing, but of course, stick around to the end to see the final result. And let's open up the second one, which should be the dashboard. Better Hums. Same little trim piece tool. All right, look at that. Of course, they also include the headlight switch area right here. Really nice, actually. It looks good, feels good. It's the same exact material. Wow. Yeah, this is, in fact, of course, the dashboard. It looks really good. I have to be honest. It really does look pretty good. And of course, I did get the one for the auto start stop because I have the auto start stop. But I guess there's really nothing left to do other than to take the trim off from the interior, which is very easy. You just pry it off, bring it in here, and we can start applying it. Let's do it. But of course, before we can go on any further, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so y'all stay notified when the next few videos about this car drops, because there is so much more content coming. Like I said, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this rear door trim real quick. It is so easy. I'm just gonna grab here, pop it out. Pop it out along the way. There's a little tab here, push the tab up, pops out, and this releases, and oh wow, don't cut yourself because I just cut myself. But it's off. Let's take it to the table and put the suede on. All right, we got the rear driver's side door. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to find the rear driver's side door, which is not this one, not that one, this one. So you can see, it looks like it fits up pretty well. Of course, it does have some notches so that you can fold it over and not have it look ridiculous. This is somewhat well thought out so far. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clean this down, right, with some alcohol, spray down with alcohol, wipe it down, improve adhesion. And I'm gonna start from this side and lay it down nice and slow, making sure that it looks good. All right, let's do it. All right, I just finished the first one. You know what? It doesn't look half bad. It really doesn't. It looks really nice. It looks like Alcantara. It feels like Alcantara. And the fitment is pretty good. There's a little bit of a gap on the top, but that's gonna be where the door card is. So you're not actually gonna be able to see that, hopefully. I don't know for sure, but I gotta be honest, this looks pretty cool. Let's put this on. Now, of course, putting it on is easier than taking it off. Just put it back on the way you took it off. All right, that looks really cool, actually. All right, let's go ahead and do the other 3 doors really quickly, and then let's do the dashboard. All right, now it's time to get the dash off. This little, obviously, or not little, this big piece off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pry this off, and there are some connectors that I have to unplug from there. So I'm gonna unplug, of course, the AC units, the start-stop button and everything. I'm gonna unplug all of that. I'm gonna take it to the table, and I'm gonna unscrew all of this from the actual trim so that I have, you know, a little bit more room to work with. Maybe. I'll see if that's necessary. But what I'm gonna do now, like I said, is I'm just gonna go and unplug everything, and then we can take it over to the table. All right, so I actually just finished the dash. I didn't show a lot of it because this one was a bit of a pain. And to no one's surprise, it's not long enough. But I am a workarounder. I find solutions, or at least I like to believe that I try to. So I will find a solution to this. I will find a solution to this because everything else, honestly, it looks really good, actually. I'm really, really happy with how it looks. I mean, it's nice and soft, and you wouldn't know that it's a sticker. It really wouldn't, except for this. I'm gonna fix this. But you wouldn't know it's a decal. In fact, my sister actually came and she looked at that, she touched it, and she said, wow, it looks awesome. And then she went over to where I was doing my work, and she saw it, oh wait, it's a sticker. She had no idea it was a sticker. She couldn't tell. I am actually really, really happy with how it looks so far. Now, the only one left to do is this guy right here. Same thing as this, super simple. Just gonna pop this off and then just connect the cables from the back. Really simple. Let's do that and see how this looks. And like I said, I know this is an absolute eyesore, but I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna fix it. That was so easy. This should be hopefully simple and straightforward. Hopefully. All right, so it looks like I finally finished. You can tell it was not easy. I mean, it wasn't hard, but I mean, you know, I'm sweaty and everything. It's hot and stuff, but you know, I finally finished and it doesn't look too bad at all. You can see here the front driver's side door. Really, really happy actually. These look great, I have to be honest. The quality is much higher than I expected. They look awesome. You can see here as well from the inside. Check that out. Really, really neat. It looks really good, of course, now matching the headliner. Only thing is, like I said, right there where my finger is, I'm gonna figure that out. There's a little gap between the wood and the decal, but I'm gonna figure that out. But you can see now with the seat belts and the stitching there matching, it's the little things. I've always said it's the little things. And I know you could say that, you know, could argue that, you know, interior trim is not a little thing. It's not, but a little thing like a decal really can change the entire vibe of the car. This is definitely sportier, definitely more aggressive. And I actually like the design that they took. They kind of went with the shape and curvature of the trim pieces themselves. Really happy, really impressed, not disappointed, actually. I thought I would be not disappointed, only except for the dash, but I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna figure that out soon. But other than that, I think should be about it. I'll put a link to this in the description so that you guys can get, you know, a set of these if you want. There's 2 different sellers, although it's the same brand. I think it's just different suppliers. I have no idea. I don't know. But I'll put a link to the ones that I got in the description. They might not last very long because these are a brand new products, but they look pretty cool. I'm actually really pleased with them. So, but I do think that is honestly about it. That's, you know, that is what it is. I've installed it and I showed you how to do it. Not how to do it, but how I did it. And hopefully y'all enjoy. If you did, of course, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notified when the next video about this car, the M4 or the Mini, all drop. There's so much more content coming. But like I said, that is about it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. Take care.